What if I told you the most valuable car company in the world almost died? Not once, multiple times. In 2008, Tesla was 3 days away from bankruptcy. No money, no production, no public trust. And today, it's worth more than Ford, GM, and Toyota combined. How did a tiny Silicon Valley startup with zero experience in building cars take on a century-old auto industry and win? This is the full story of Tesla. The ambition, the failures, the chaos, the genius, and the man who bet everything. Before Tesla, the idea that started it all. To understand Tesla, you have to go back more than 100 years. In the early 1900s, electric cars actually existed. They were quiet, smooth, easy to drive, but gasoline won. Why? Because it was cheaper, faster to refuel, and Henry Ford made mass production possible. For almost a century, internal combustion ruled the roads. Then in the early 2000s, a group of engineers in Silicon Valley had a radical idea. What if electric cars didn't have to be boring? Not slow, not ugly, not compromised. What if an EV could be fast, desirable, even sexy? That idea would change the world. Tesla is born 2003 to 2004. Tesla Motors was founded in 2003, not by Elon Musk. That's important. The original founders were Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Their vision was simple: build a high-performance electric sports car using lithium-ion batteries, the same type used in laptops. At the time, this sounded crazy. Lithium-ion batteries were considered too dangerous for cars, but they believed if thousands of small batteries worked in a laptop, why not scale them up for a car? They named the company after Nikola Tesla, the brilliant inventor of alternating current. Now here's where Elon Musk enters the story. In 2004, Musk invested $6.5 million into Tesla. He became chairman of the board. At that point, he wasn't CEO. He was just the biggest investor. But that would change very quickly. The Roadster, proof of concept. Tesla's first car was the Roadster, launched in 2008. It was based on a Lotus Elise chassis. But the powertrain? All Tesla. And it shocked the world. 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. Over 200 miles of range. In 2008, that was revolutionary. But behind the scenes, it was a disaster. Production delays, battery fires during testing, costs exploding. The original estimate per car was around $65,000. Actual cost? Over $100,000 to build. They were losing money on every vehicle. Then came 2008. The global financial crisis. Investors pulled back. Cash dried up. Tesla was on the edge of collapse. Elon Musk personally invested his last remaining money. He had already put millions into SpaceX. He had to choose: save SpaceX or save Tesla. He risked everything. Tesla secured last-minute funding on Christmas Eve 2008, 3 days before payroll ran out. That was the moment Tesla survived. Barely. The Model S, the game changer. If the Roadster proved electric cars could be fast, the Model S proved they could replace gasoline cars. Launched in 2012. This wasn't a modified Lotus. This was Tesla's first fully in-house vehicle. Long range, massive touchscreen, over-the-air updates. No one had seen a car like this before. It didn't feel like a traditional car. It felt like an iPhone on wheels. And critics loved it. Motor Trend named it Car of the Year. Consumer Reports gave it near-perfect scores. Suddenly, Tesla wasn't a joke anymore. It was a serious threat. And something else changed. Tesla didn't use dealerships. They sold directly to customers. No middlemen, no negotiation games. Traditional automakers hated this. Dealership groups sued Tesla in multiple states. But Tesla kept expanding. The Model S became the blueprint for the modern EV. Autopilot and innovation. Tesla wasn't just building electric cars, it was building software-driven cars. In 2014, Tesla introduced autopilot, advanced driver assistance, lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, highway driving automation. No other automaker was pushing software like this, and Tesla could update cars remotely, fix bugs, improve range, add features, over the air. That was unheard of in the auto industry. But it also created controversy. Accidents involving autopilot made headlines. Critics said Tesla was moving too fast. Supporters said they were building the future. The debate continues to this day. Model 3, production hell. In 2016, Tesla announced the Model 3, a more affordable electric car, starting around $35,000. Within days, hundreds of thousands of people placed deposits. The demand was insane. But Tesla had a massive problem. They didn't know how to build cars at scale. 2017 and 2018 became known as production hell. Robots malfunctioned, assembly lines failed, deadlines were missed. Elon Musk reportedly slept on the factory floor. At one point, analysts predicted Tesla would go bankrupt again. Short sellers bet billions against the company. But then, something clicked. Tesla simplified manufacturing, increased automation intelligently, scaled production. And by 2019, Model 3 became one of the best-selling electric cars in the world. That was the turning point. Tesla wasn't just surviving anymore, it was dominating. Gigafactories and global expansion. Tesla realized something critical. Batteries are everything. So they built gigafactories, massive facilities to produce batteries and vehicles at scale. Nevada, Shanghai, Berlin, Texas. The Shanghai factory was especially important. It was built in under a year, in China. That factory turned Tesla into a global powerhouse. Lower costs, higher production, access to the world's largest EV market. Meanwhile, Tesla expanded the lineup. Model X, the Falcon Wing SUV. Model Y, the compact crossover that would become a bestseller. And then, the Cybertruck, one of the most controversial vehicle designs ever made. Love it or hate it, people couldn't ignore it. Tesla becomes the most valuable automaker. By 2020, something unbelievable happened. Tesla's stock exploded. The company became the most valuable automaker in history, more valuable than companies that had been building cars for 100 years. Why? Because investors weren't valuing Tesla as a car company. They saw energy storage, solar, AI, robotics, autonomous driving, software subscriptions. Tesla wasn't just selling cars, it was selling a technology ecosystem, and that changed everything. The controversy era. Tesla's story isn't clean. There have been controversies, workplace culture allegations, autopilot investigations, Elon Musk's unpredictable behavior on social media. Some believe Tesla is overhyped, others believe it's still undervalued. But one thing is undeniable. Tesla forced the entire auto industry to change. Every major automaker is now racing toward electrification. Because Tesla proved it works. The legacy of Tesla. In 2008, Tesla almost disappeared. Today, it defines the electric future. It challenged oil, it challenged dealerships, it challenged legacy automakers. And it survived. Tesla's history isn't just about cars, it's about risk, about betting everything on a vision, about refusing to follow the rules of a 100-year-old industry. The real question now isn't, can Tesla survive? It's this: can everyone else catch up?